kids.
Fuck the kids?
Yeah.
When I say, who's the master? You say,
What is up, guys? Show Enough the King here, back with another toy review, and today I got something special. I got something exclusive. I'm doing my review for the Jada Toys, the Batman in Batmobile. This is a figure that came directly from Jada Toys. This is a 1/18 scale die-cast Batman and Batmobile. So this is going to be a versus review because I know you guys, if you don't know already, I already went ahead and I reviewed the Batmobile that recently came out from Spin Master. So this one, when I saw this, it popped up. I had an opportunity to grab it. So I said, once it gets here, I'll review both, and then I'll be able to determine which one is going to reign supreme for your 1/18 scale Batman. So again, the way that this works is first I'll do a full review of this vehicle by itself, and then once I do the review for this and show you guys all the features, then I'll bring in the Spin Master's Batmobile, and then we'll do a side-by-side comparison, and we'll put them up against each other, and I basically base it off of scale, functionality, aka play features, accuracy, and just things of that nature. Then I'll come up and I'll give an opinion on which one I think is best. All right, so I'll go ahead and get this thing open. We'll be right back. Apologies, rookie mistake. Before I unbox the package, I think you guys want to see what it actually looks like from all around. So let's do that before we get it unboxed. So again, you see here, we get a close-up. We have Batman. We have the insignia. And again, I am still weary about this film, and Robert Pattinson as Batman. Again, nothing against him as an actor, but again, just him playing Batman, I just don't feel it. But again, so far everything I've seen from the movie itself has not been bad. But again, if you take it to the top, again you get a nice shot of the overhead of the Batmobile, and you get Robert Pattinson on the side plus the logo. On the side, again, you get some more of that logo. And then on the back, we get a look at some of the features. And again, you can see here the front lights. We get the hood. We get lights on the hood. We get the lights on the back. And it looks like we have some interior lights as well. Again, this is from Hollywood Rides. Again, I am already a fan of Jada Toys. I already own the Michael Keaton Batmobile. And I also own the Ben Affleck Batman Batmobile. Those are my two favorite Batmobiles, and this one will be my third favorite Batmobile of all time. And so it is fit to have it by Jada Toys. But again, this is my first 1/18 scale Jada Toys Batmobile. So again, it's very, very cool. So again, now we'll be back after opening. All right, so we finally had this thing unboxed, and if I had to have a negative, there's not going to be a lot of negatives, but if I had to have a negative, good Lord, Jada Toys, this thing literally took me like 20 minutes to unbox. And be glad that I didn't bore you guys with it, because it literally had 10 screws to get that thing out of the packaging. So first there were 2 screws on the bottom of Batman's feet that had to come out. Then there were 4 screws to get it out of the box, and then there was an additional 4 screws to get it out of the actual, there was like a little piece, and I'll pull it here. So this here had 1, 2, 3, 4 screws, and then Batman had 2 more screws, 6, and then there was an additional 4 that was actually taping it to the box. And so that was just crazy to me. But again, more of a nitpick if I'm being completely honest. But yeah, it's crazy. So let's talk about this. So this is a 1/18 scale replica of the Batmobile from the new movie Batman 2022. Again, like I said before, I also have the other version that was done by Spin Masters that is done in plastic, whereas this is done in die-cast. So first things first, I'm going to look at Batman. And Batman looks pretty good. Again, he does still have that like cartoony like face. It doesn't really look super realistic. And again, that's mostly just due to the eyes being like white, the way they are. But the suit itself looks solid. I like the blacks, I like the grays. And again, I don't know if this is a suit that he gets later on in the actual movie, because again, the one that comes from Spin Master does look different. Now, as far as the body itself, the body is die-cast. And again, if you guys are familiar with Jada toys, this should be no surprise because their bodies are die-cast. There's zero articulation in this at all. This is literally a statue. But what I thought they did was weird was the body, the feet, the body, everything is die-cast, right? But then the arms are plastic. So they move around a little bit, but there is no like up or down motion at all. It looks like it could potentially be when you look at the back, but again, that's die-cast, that's plastic, and of course the cape is plastic. And the head feels like it's plastic as well, but again, it doesn't turn at all. So no articulation whatsoever. Alright, so let's talk about the vehicle. This is a good looking Batmobile. This is an amazing looking Batmobile. I think as far as details are concerned, this is one hell of a Batmobile. Now, we get a lot of detail in this, and I think most of the detail comes from the engine portion. Again, I think this is a fair representation from some of the product stills that I've seen from the movie. And again, this thing looks awesome. Again, I wanted to kind of just give you guys a full 360 look. And again, we have the engine here. Again, the hood also pops up like so to kind of just reveal the inner workings of the engine here. The doors both open up on the sides. Let's see if we can get a close-up of the interior. And you can kind of see the gauges here. So this one has a roll cage, and we'll talk about that later. But again, if you look on the inside, the speed gauge is there, but there isn't anything on the actual like middle console gauges. There's no detail there. And let's see if the steering wheel moves. Steering wheel does not move. Okay, so now this car also has a light up gimmick as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and turn off my floodlight, and we're going to turn this on to the side, and we're going to hit the on button. And here's where I think this vehicle really shines, is the LEDs that they put in this thing are amazing. Turn off this one too. And they're very clear, you can see them well. No engine sounds, just, and again, you can even see, if you look, you can see the spotlight hitting the back of my diorama. And again, you see the red lights here, and then you see that the engine light here is orange. And if you open the door, again, you can see lights coming from the bottom here as well. And then if you open up the engine again, sorry, I recently cut my nails, you can kind of see the LEDs on the side of the engine here. And again, what really impresses me is the spotlights that they have here on the car. These headlights are absolutely amazing. Look at that. Now, one thing I do want to talk about is this is a 3 1/4 inch scale figure, and the car itself, even though it is 1/18 scale, is 1/18 scale that fits 3 1/4 inch figures. Now, again, with this roll cage, I don't think that there's no figure that's going to fit in there. Again, once I start doing a reverse point, I'll bring that up as well. But yeah, there is, I think they did that on purpose, but there is nobody fitting in that car. All right, so that is the Batmobile in and of itself. Again, the wheels themselves are still like made of a rubber material. Again, I do like the detail here on the undercarriage as well. This is an amazing looking figure. This is an amazing looking diecast car. Like, again, the colors, the lights, this thing is a premium item. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and grab the other Batmobile and we'll get started with the versus portion. All right, we are back. Time to do the versus portion of this video. And once you see these two figures side by side, you can kind of see that it's like a night and day difference. Now, again, I'm going to be judging this on overall look, features, and then kind of just giving you my final thoughts on which one I think is better. And again, it'll be interesting. So, now let's talk about the actual Batmans first. So again, you can tell here that this figure was meant to be on a 4-inch scale, like straight up and down, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. This is supposed to be a 4-inch figure. This is 3 1/4 inch figure. And to prove that, again, I've kind of brought in the Storm Shadow from my new G.I. Joe Retro. And then I have the Snake Eyes from the other Retro 4-inch line. So you can kind of see here that these two match more of a 4-inch scale, and that's exactly what this is. This is a 4-inch scale, and these two match at the 3 1/4 inch scale. Okay, so that actually transfers to the cars, because as you can see here, the cars themselves are size-wise, they're supposed to be the same scale, but once you actually look at them, they are actually very, very different. I mean, this one kind of towers over the other diecast version in every way, shape, or form. Now, the one thing that was kind of bothering me was I was wondering, hey, could a figure fit in this? So one thing I wanted to do is, and I haven't tried this yet, is see, because I know that 4-inch figure is not going to work, but I wanted to just kind of test and see, could a figure fit in here? Now, again, I think this roll cage is kind of providing a bit of a problem. And again, you can kind of see here, if you can see here, it's a very narrow entryway here. Now, again, I will say Jada Toys is not known to have like play features. They're usually just like model cars that you can kind of open up and walk around and you can kind of see them. And I think that's kind of what this is. So even a 3 1/4 inch figure can't fit in here. So if I had to talk about play features, obviously the Spin Master wins because again, you can actually fit the figures in the actual vehicle. Now let's talk about the actual overall look. Now, again, I will have to wait to see the movie itself once it comes out in theaters. But if we're talking about the overall look of the actual cars themselves, they actually both look very good. Again, it's just really impressive that this one itself is just, it's so big. And again, it looks like it has much more play features versus this one, which is smaller. And even honestly, if I'm looking at this from like a 1/18 scale, even for a 3 1/4 inch figure, it still looks very small. And I think they did that intentionally because they never intended on people actually playing with this as a toy versus it being more of a display model. And as a display model, I think this one is flawless. But as play features go, I don't think it is something that can compete with this one, because this one also has lights and sounds just like this one, but this one actually has like car engine noises, whereas this one just has the LED lights. Now, speaking of which, let's go ahead and turn the lights on and take a look at them both. Okay. So there you go. And again, I love that spotlight. Now, here's where I will say, now what I will say off break is, when we're talking about lights, this one blows the one out of the water. The LED lights are vibrant. They look amazing. Whereas this one just has like two types of lights. It has the yellow and it has the red in the back. Whereas this one has the yellow, it has the actual headlights, and then when you turn it around the back, it actually has the yellow here as well and an actual stoplight. Versus this one, again, it just has a red light in the back. And then these are all painted. Now this one gives you the NOS though. So again, you got to kind of, I do think they both have really good features. It's just that, you know, one has a little bit more than the other. And this one, I'm going to turn this off because it's just a little bit annoying. But I just wanted to kind of show that to you guys. Okay. So we're going to do a quick size comparison and then we'll get to final thoughts. All right, we are back with the final size comparison. And again, as you can see, my other two Jada Toy Batmobiles, we have the 89 Keaton Batmobile. We have the more recent Justice League Batmobile with Ben Affleck. And then we have the 2022 Batman with Robert Pattinson. Again, as you can kind of see, they scale close, but again, you can kind of see they are smaller. So, final thoughts. Now, if I were to, after thinking about it for a while, it's not fair to equally compare those two, because after playing with this for a while, this is not an action, this is not a toy in the sense that this isn't something that you're going to want to like throw action figures in. Like, I think this is like a scale model of the movie that's perfect for photography, like background photos, things of that nature. And I think the one that's done by Spin Master is literally an action figure that can be used for toys. It can be used to be, you know, rolled around the room, and you can roll this around the room as well, but you kind of get what I'm saying. So my final thoughts are, if we are comparing these two on the scale of looks, this wins, hands down. Like, I think that the smooth edges, the lights, even the interior looks very, very good. And if we're talking about overall looks, I just like the color mapping and the detail that was put into this figure here. But if we're talking about overall playability, I would say the Spin Master one wins hands down. Again, it has the lights that are good. It actually has the nitrous in the back, and it actually kind of has like the car revving sounds. So from play feature, that has the edge there. If we're talking about cost, obviously the Spin Master one is about half the cost of this one. And again, if I'm not mistaken, I believe this was $59.99. I have to go back and double check. But I do believe this is like $59.99 versus the Spin Master one, which is $29.99 at retail. So again, if I had to base this one solely on its own merits, I would give this a 8.5 out of 10. Again, and I believe that Batmobile over here, I would have given it a 8 out of 10. Now again, I if I had to pick a winner, it's very hard to do that. But if I was comparing the two, I honestly would give the overall win to this bad boy right here, Spin Master over Jada, and I'll tell you why. I think for the cost of this, for the intended use that I would be using it for, I think this one wins, because of the simple fact is that you can put your action figures inside of here. Even though the console itself doesn't have the same detail, you can actually still put your action figures inside of here, and you can kind of get the most out of your posing, your playability, and this one is just as good as this one, but again, half the cost. Now, that doesn't say that the Jada Toys one is bad. I think for display purposes, if you are the kind of person who displays your action figures, the Jada Toys one is the winner, hands down. But again, let me know what you guys think. Comment in the section below. Thumbs up the video. This is Shut Up the King, and I'll see you in the next one.